Good evening and welcome to Humans of CSU, the show that takes a look at people that make CSU as great as it is. I'm your host tonight, Sam Gaston. We have a very special show for you. We are going to talk to an a cappella group called Ram Lynx and then members from the music group Wasted Youth. So let's get started. Joining me now is Logan, Headrick, and Montana Martin. So guys, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So can you tell me a little bit about why you started singing, Montana?
Oh goodness, I've been singing since I was 2 years old, so it's kind of just been a thing in my family. My two older brothers do it, my dad does it. It's just kind of a family thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. What about you, Logan?
Yeah, similar. I've kind of just I didn't do choir until high school, but I've been singing since I was a little kid. It's my way of releasing and, being happy, I guess.
That's awesome. What do you guys love most about singing?
I'd say the challenge, just because there's so much variation in singing. People have a lot of different styles, and so my favorite thing is to mimic different artists. So I'd say just when I pick a artist who has a different or a hard style, I like living up to that challenge.
Sure. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I would definitely say just how many different types of music there is, and there's something for every mood you're feeling. So if you're happy, you can sing a happy song. It's just all that type of stuff.
What's your favorite genre to sing? Or do you have one?
I don't have one.
It's not really a genre, but John Bellion's definitely my favorite artist, and he's kind of his own genre, so
that's
indie
awesome.
pop-ish, I guess.
Yeah. So what are some of the differences of a cappella versus a choir group?
Yeah, so with choir, they usually use a piano or drums, and a cappella is all vocals. So we have vocal percussion, which is known as beatboxing, and then there's bass, which is very low sounding, and yeah, we make everything with from the piano sounds to guitar to instruments other than that.
Cool.
But, yeah.
You guys are so talented. I wish I was as talented as you. So why were you drawn to the a cappella world versus the choir world with instruments and stuff like that?
Personally for me, both my older brothers did it when they were in high school, and so I started doing this when I was in high school, and then it was just a huge passion of mine, and so I started doing it when I came to college. I just looked for a group right away, and so I went in as a freshman, and I'm a junior, and it's awesome.
Logan, you're a new member. What has it been like for you so far?
It's been really fun. I wish I had started earlier. I'm a senior, but I just got a chance to audition this year because I had a little more time, so I've really been enjoying it.
That's awesome. What are you looking forward to most in this experience?
Hopefully doing a solo at some point, I would say.
At Montana.
Yikes. Who knows if he's that good. Just kidding.
What have you guys kind of learned from doing a cappella? In terms of how you've grown as a person or just in general knowledge?
Yeah, so definitely. Coming in as a freshman was crazy because in my groups in high school we were run by a person, and then so in college you have different positions throughout the group, and so I came in not having a position. As I've moved up, I've become president of the group, and so we also have a music director, a secretary, a media captain, all that different type of stuff, and so we all work as a team, and it's just been really awesome working with a bunch of different ways of doing that. So.
Yeah, sure. What do some of those positions entail? You're president, so tell me a little bit about that and what that experience looks like.
Yeah, so being president, I kind of just keep contact with people that if they want us to do gigs, they usually come to me, but then also for our media person, they reach out to people and see if they want us to do gigs. And so she also keeps track of our Facebook, our Instagram, stuff like that. Our music director kind of just keeps everything in line. She is able to hear if something doesn't sound right. She's actually made most of the arrangements that we're doing this year, so that's really awesome. And then our secretary just kind of makes sure that our practice is going well. He keeps track of who's here and who's not here. He keeps track of the notes, and then he sends out an email every night of things that we did, things that we need to work on, and just stuff like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So a cappella is a very unique type of music considering that you have so many different parts. So what does that process look like when you guys work as a team and write it all out? What goes into the song making process?
Yeah, so that's definitely a better question for our music director, Haley, but I can kind of sum it up. But she basically is just able to hear, we are an entire group, so we have soprano 1, mezzo soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, bass, and percussion. So she has to be able to hear all of those different types of ranges and kind of just go, and she listens to a song, she's able to hear what chord progression's going on, she's able to hear what the bass line's doing, she's able to hear what drums are doing, and she's able to create a song based off something that she hears just by ear. It's really impressive. I could never do it, so.
That sounds hard.
Yeah, it's great.
Logan, what's been one of your favorite memories so far in terms of performing with the Ram Lynx and then a cappella in general?
So far, I guess I don't know if we have any memories yet because we're still relatively new, but I guess it's been pretty humbling, I'd say. Just trying to memorize this stuff. You don't really have words to go off of. It's more oohs and ahs and do's and dahs. So I've just been humbled by trying to memorize all the music.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds difficult.
Yeah.
What does your guys' sheet music look like exactly when you get it and you are practicing with it?
Yeah.
Since there's no words and it's just oohs and ahs.
It's literally just oohs and ahs. And like, when you're listening to like an instrument, you have to be able to hear like what the instrument would sound like with a vocal. So whether it's a do or a da or like hms or shushes or like, there's so many different types of stuff that you can use. But yeah, you just kind of have to listen to the song and see what fits best.
So you guys have been performing for a little while. Have you gotten any really cool gigs that you've loved so far, and what's been a great memory from those?
Logan actually hasn't had the opportunity to do any gigs yet, but we have one coming up in 2 weeks. We're doing a CSU dance marathon, and we've done that a couple times. But I would say probably one of our favorites is just our showcase that we put on every semester. It's basically us just doing an entire show, just the Ramblings, and it's all the music that we've worked on throughout the semester. It's what we've perfected, it's what like we've just loved, and it's a music that we have a deep passion for, so that's definitely my favorite at least. But
what's one of the biggest obstacles that you've had to overcome as a group?
Planning with 14 different schedules. It's crazy, and it's so hard getting gigs where everyone can be there, and it's so hard getting rehearsals where everyone's able to have 1.5 hours free. So
sure.
But yeah.
Has there been a point where you're like, I don't know, like how have you like stuck with this for so long? Like, has it ever gotten frustrating for you?
It's definitely been frustrating, but it's so fulfilling when you get that song, when you get those chords right, like when you see, all, like, these people are my family. Like, I could look at each of them and call each of them my brothers and sisters. Like, they're always there for me. They're always there to support anyone in the group, and so it's just definitely fulfilling. It's passionate and all that stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you have any interesting stories from your performances? Like any behind the scenes secrets that you would like to share? You?
I haven't been to a performance yet, so.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if it's really like a behind the scenes thing, but there's a very professional sound engineer called Tony Huerta. He works with Sonic Audio, and I worked with him a lot in high school, and he was actually able to mix our last showcase, and so that was super awesome. He actually beatboxes himself, and so him and I did like a little battle, and it was really cool. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What are your guys' positions in the group?
So I am the vocal percussion of the group.
Vocal percussion.
Beatboxing, whatever you want to call it.
Awesome.
That's really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just a baritone.
Just a baritone. He's the baritone.
Don't be humble.
Just kidding.
So you guys obviously have a lot to balance with Ramblings and then being students at CSU. Tell me a little bit about how your studies have kind of influenced the group and your performances and anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, this year it's just been kind of fun trying to juggle everything, I'd say. It's a senior year, like I said, so I have some harder classes, also trying to get a career, hopefully, and then on top of doing Ramblings, so right now I'm just kind of trying to figure it all out still, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah. It definitely is definitely something to juggle, but it works out. It's only, we get together twice a week, it's an hour-and-a-half practice, so.
That's awesome. Well, we're so looking forward to your guys' performances, so thanks for talking to me.
Yeah.
But now we're going to take a quick break, and then up next we're going to talk to a CSU student who runs a local music group, and then later Ramblings are going to come on and do a performance that you won't want to miss.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back. We are now joined in the studio by Marcus Pando and Marshall Miller from the group Wasted Youth. Thank you guys for joining us. So, some questions for you. Tell me a little bit about Wasted Youth and what you guys are about.
So Wasted Youth is basically just a group of guys that all started from Denver. Still some of us in Denver. There's about 8 members total, between artists, producers, graphic artists, that kind of thing. And me and him came up here freshman year. It's weird because, I mean, our story is weird because music was never really a big thought of ours. We were really into sports growing up. And we came here, and it's been a pretty short music career for us so far. I mean, it's been about 8 months, and yeah, it kind of things started moving pretty fast with shows and things like that, and that's kind of how, I guess, Wasted Youth became the Wasted Youth it is right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How did music come into your lives then? If you said it's been such like a short notice career kind of thing. So tell me about how you became passionate about it.
For me, my dad was a musician, so I've always kind of been around it. And like he said earlier, we played sports in high school, but once we came up here, I just kind of got back into it, needed something else to do, and just realized I really loved it, and it was something I felt naturally good at and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you?
For me, it was, I remember I was I just started going to a couple concerts. Like, I was more like rock-centric in middle school. Me and him became really into like more rap in high school. So I started going to shows, and it started like with seeing DJs, and I saw like their craft, and I just, in my head, I was like, you know, I think I can do this. Like, it seems really fun. You just get people going, everybody's dancing. You just get places going wild. And I was like, I mean, that's kind of what attracted me to rap and like getting into it. And yeah, I think I don't know, once that point hit, it was really just something that came into me and just got stronger and stronger as time went on. And I started just listening to really old stuff, really new stuff, and I just became really inspired, honestly.
Drew inspiration from all sorts of places. Did you draw any inspiration from your dad when he was in the music scene?
Yeah, definitely. He has always been in bands. He's still in bands, so just seeing him like go do gigs or listening to practice every week like made me know that I can do something like that. It's achievable for anybody, really.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's been your favorite part so far about performing and rapping?
Definitely the shows. I'd say that's the funnest part. You know, we usually just make everything in my room, and it's really cool to see your thing that you just created in a room with your friends turn out to see all these fans going wild. I think the funnest part of performing is just seeing the energy of everybody at our shows. It's a lot of, I don't know how to explain it, I guess mosh pits.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of kids just going nuts, really. So it's really cool to see something that you just created in a room with friends turn out to something like that.
That sounds so cool. So you guys performed at Summit Hall. Can you tell me a little bit about what that was like?
Yeah, we opened up for Ski Mask the Slump God. It was an interesting show. It got really rowdy. It was a big crowd. You want to keep going?
Yeah, it was like he said, it was the biggest crowd we've seen yet, about 1,000. And yeah, it was about the same energy as we've had before. Just with even more people, and it was our first time at the Summit, and you know, from what I've seen with like the Summit, like promoters and just their staff, they were really courteous, really nice to work with, and I'm definitely looking to go back there for sure.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
So have you guys opened for anyone else that you really love? And then what's kind of been your favorite part about doing that and working with those artists?
Okay. With Ski Mask, he's just a really big like up and coming artist, so I've been kind of following his music for a couple years, so I was really pumped to open for him. Before we opened for another like more underground artist named Puya, or like his clique, Germ Ramirez, and that was really great. But honestly, as far as opening up, I think it's like everything's starting to happen now. Like, we've gotten contacted about like opening up for DMX, opening up for let me think, this guy named Ghostman, just like people that are just prominent and getting a lot of plays and have a lot of buzz going about them. Kind of like they're not here yet, but they're like here and they're going like this.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of happy to, I guess, ride on the train right now.
Upwards. Yeah. What's the most exciting part about knowing that you are on this journey that is possibly going to blossom into who knows what other things? Do you have any like parts that you're really looking forward to or excited about? And tell me a little bit about them.
For me, I think it's just really cool to do something that you love and that you have fun doing. So, you know, to make music and to have fun with people, I think there's nothing better than that, and that's really what I want to do. I just want to keep it going, keep sharing my music with as many people as I can.
Right.
Like he said, like I feel like the way we looked at it when we started, we weren't saying let's get famous or let's do this because of that reason. I think what's really cool is we just do it. We started it because we just were having so much fun. You see a reaction from your friend and his first time. When you see somebody that's talented, right? They're a talented rapper, but they are a little bit too shy or whatever it is in past situations. They never really let that come out and blossom. And they hear their song made, and you just see a lot like their face light up. And it started with that. So I mean, I think we don't really look at it with the approach of let's do this so we can, you know, get famous or something like that. Like I said, it's more just let's have fun and see where it goes.
That's great. That's great that you guys can like see it happening in person and that your efforts have really been like showcased and that other people are experiencing them too. So, can you tell me a little bit about any of the upcoming shows that you have?
Yeah, we have, our next one is at Herman's Hideaway, October 19th. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's actually a competition, so we want to bring as many people as we can to come support and have a lot of fun. And then at the Marquee Theater, on November 11th, we're going to be opening up for Ghostman. So. Oh
my gosh!
And then there's a couple potential shows. Like there might be DMX at the end of October, and then an artist named Made in TYO in Boulder in October as well.
That's awesome. So can you tell me a little bit about your songwriting process and what that looks like, and where you kind of draw inspiration from?
I think I'm very I guess melodic. I think like everybody has their different approach. I like to create melodies in my head first. Like, instead of making words, I'm like, and like, I'll just come up with the melody in my head like that, and just add words onto like the melody that's already in my head. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
That's how I like to do it. But it's cool seeing different minds. You know how people get their different things done. Like some of my friends like to go up there and just splat a bunch of things, and then pick the best things that they said, and then do another take of them just splatting stuff out, and then just take little pieces of each, like freestyle,
brainstorming,
that kind of thing. And some people are. I would say my thing is I'm more calculated. I like to definitely take my time, write something that I like, rather than just freestyling.
Yeah, sure.
I think it kind of, some rappers enjoy the freestyling, some people
don't.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show tonight. I really enjoyed talking to you, and I hope those events are really fun and that we can all go out and support.
For sure.
So,
thank you.
Thank you guys so much. And then up next, we have our performance from Ram Lynx that you won't want to miss.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
You are listening to 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins with DJ Meanbeat,
DJ Nightshade, DJ Wildcard. Music to me is one of the best creative outlets that I can think of. An escape from the real world.
Music to me is an expression of love.
To go from like folk to hip hop to like classic rock, 1960s bossa nova. With music, there's like no boundaries.
I work here because I love music, and you do too.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listened.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
If you are just joining us, welcome to Humans of CSU. Right now we are going to have a live performance from the CSU a cappella group, Ram Lynx.
Now this might sound like a sad song, but I just smiled since you moved on. 'Cause I was lost in pain, and frankly you're insane. You were no good for me, and I was no good for you. Raising all the glass to cup, running it back and thinking, oh my goodness. Reaching for the ceilings, me alone. All this push and pull, sugar and playing it back and thinking, oh my goodness. I'm so good, I'm so sick of falling in love. I'm so tired of being I'm no good at falling in love. Now this might sound like a sad song, but I just smiled since you moved on. I was lost in pain, and frankly you're insane. You were no good for me, and I was no good for you. Now this might sound like a sad song, but I just smiled since you moved on. I was lost in pain, frankly you're insane. You're no good for me, and I'm no good for you. Really got the worst and the best of me. This bottle's been my church and my therapy. Now I'm all alone and thinking, oh my goodness, I'm no good at loving. I'm so sick of falling in love. I'm so tired of being no good at falling in love. Now this might sound like a sad song, but I just smiled since you moved on. I was lost in pain. Frankly, you're insane. You know, good for you. No, good for you. Don't do that. Lying and kissing. Used to be mine, the flame in the fire. How did you get in my way? I'm so done up, sleeping, missing. Used to be yours, but no, 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 no. There'll be no crying today. Now this might sound like a sad song, but I just smiled since you moved on. 'Cause I was lost in pain, and frankly you're insane. You know, good for you, yeah.
I could sing like that. I was trying to sing along, but it's probably better for everyone that I wasn't. So. Thank you all so much for tuning into this show. And tomorrow, catch your local news, weather, and entertainment on CTV. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.